Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Englo Talks. We're so happy you're here with us today. If you're learning English and want to speak more confidently, you've come to the right place.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to practice something that every English learner needs.
That's right. And you know what? I still remember feeling nervous when I had to introduce myself in a new situation. Whether it's a class, a job interview, or meeting new friends, introducing yourself can feel a little scary.
Absolutely. But the good news is that self-introductions are actually very simple when you know the basic structure. Today, we're talking about tell me about yourself in English.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to introduce yourself naturally, talk about your name, age, job, studies, hobbies, goals, and even continue a conversation with confidence.
We'll also look at common mistakes, useful expressions, and real-life examples that you can start using immediately.
And don't worry if you're a beginner. We'll explain everything step by step using simple English.
Before we begin, here's a question for you. When was the last time you introduced yourself in English? Tell us in the comments.
We'd love to read your answers. Also, if you're enjoying our lessons, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Englo Talks for more practical English learning content.
Great. Grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's learn how to introduce yourself in English naturally and confidently.
Let's start with the basics. A self-introduction is simply talking about yourself. The most common structure is greeting plus name plus basic information plus interests.
Here's a simple example. Hello, my name is Alex. I'm 22 years old. I'm a student. I enjoy playing football and listening to music. Nice to meet you.
Very simple and very effective. You don't need difficult vocabulary. You just need clear and correct sentences.
Let me give a few more examples. Hi, I'm Sarah. I work as a teacher. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm from Canada. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa. I love reading books. Hello, I'm Ahmed. I'm studying engineering.
Notice how all these introductions begin with the person's name. That's usually the first thing people want to know.
Exactly. And after your name, you can add one or two details about yourself.
For example, I could say, "Hi, I'm Emma. I'm an English teacher and I enjoy helping people learn languages."
And I could say, hello, I'm James. I work in marketing and I love traveling.
Let me ask you something. If someone asks, "Tell me about yourself," what information can you share?
Good question. You can talk about your name, hometown, occupation, studies, family, hobbies, or future goals.
Exactly. You don't need to share everything. Just choose a few important details.
Now let's practice. Listen and repeat after us. Hi, I'm, then say your name out loud.
Great. Now say, "I'm from," and add your city or country.
Excellent. Next say, I work as, or I'm a student.
See, you're already building a self-introduction.
Here's another useful structure. Subject plus am plus information. I am a student. I am from Pakistan. I am interested in technology.
In everyday English, we usually use contractions. I'm a student. I'm from Pakistan. I'm interested in technology.
Contractions sound more natural and friendly.
Let's talk about negative forms too. Sometimes you want to say what you don't do. I'm not a teacher. I don't work full-time. I'm not from London.
Those are very useful. Many learners forget negative forms, but they're important.
Here's a challenge for our listeners. Write a 3-sentence introduction about yourself in the comments.
Yes, we'd love to read it. Can you introduce yourself in 3 simple sentences? Give it a try.
Remember, simple English is good English.
Exactly. In this section, we learn the basic structure: greeting, name, information, and interests.
Keep it simple, clear, and natural.
Now let's build on those basics and make our introductions more interesting.
One great way to do that is by adding details about your daily life, hobbies, and goals.
For example, instead of saying, I'm a student, you can say, I'm a student studying computer science.
Or instead of saying, I like music, you can say, I enjoy listening to pop music in my free time.
Let's look at some real-life situations. Imagine you're meeting classmates on the first day of school.
Hi everyone, I'm Anna. I'm from Turkey and I'm studying business administration. In my free time, I enjoy reading and learning languages.
That's a great introduction. Here's one for a workplace situation. Hello everyone, I'm David. I've recently joined the company as a sales assistant. I'm excited to work with all of you.
Notice how the information changes depending on the situation.
Exactly. Context matters.
Let's do a short dialogue. Hi, tell me about yourself.
Sure, I'm Mark. I'm from Australia, and I work as a graphic designer. I also enjoy photography.
That's nice. How long have you been a graphic designer?
I've been a graphic designer for 5 years.
Very natural.
Now let's compare informal and formal introductions. Informal would be, hey, I'm Tom. I love gaming and sports. Formal would be, hello, my name is Thomas. I work as a software engineer.
Both are correct. The difference depends on the situation.
Use informal language with friends. Use more formal language in interviews or professional settings.
Here's a quick practice activity. Complete this sentence. I'm interested in...
Say your answer out loud.
Now complete this sentence. One of my goals is...
Great job.
Here are 3 tips. First, keep your introduction organized. Second, speak slowly and clearly. Third, smile and sound confident.
Confidence is important. Even simple English sounds great when spoken confidently.
Another useful tip is to prepare a short introduction and a longer introduction.
That's smart because different situations require different lengths.
For example, a short introduction may be only 20 seconds.
A longer introduction could be 1 minute and include more details.
We'd love to hear from you. Write 1 hobby and 1 future goal in the comments.
Excellent idea. The more you practice, the more natural your English will become.
In this section, we learned how to add details, adjust introductions for different situations, and sound more confident.
Exactly. Remember, context, confidence, and clear information make a great self-introduction.
Now let's explore another important use of self-introductions, starting conversations.
This is where many learners stop too early. They introduce themselves and then don't know what to say next.
That's true. A good introduction can open the door to a great conversation.
Let's look at some examples. Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm new here. What about you? See, the conversation continues.
Here's another one. Hello, I'm Maria. I enjoy hiking. Do you like outdoor activities too?
Excellent. Asking a question helps keep the conversation going.
Let's imagine we're meeting for the first time. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm from England and I teach English online.
Nice to meet you, Emma. I'm James. I work in finance and I love learning languages.
That's interesting. Which languages are you learning?
I'm currently learning Spanish.
See how naturally the conversation develops?
Exactly.
Another important point is politeness. Use expressions like, nice to meet you, it's great to meet you, and I'm happy to be here.
Those small phrases make you sound friendly and professional.
Let's talk about tone.
A good idea. Your tone should sound warm and interested.
Even a simple sentence like, I'm a student, can sound confident when spoken clearly.
That's why speaking practice is so important.
Here's a mini practice activity. I'll ask a question. What's your name?
I'm Alex.
Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
What do you do?
I'm a university student.
What do you enjoy doing?
I enjoy playing basketball and watching movies.
Perfect.
Now answer those questions yourself out loud.
Remember, don't worry about perfection.
Focus on communication.
Another great idea is recording yourself.
Yes, listen to your introduction and see where you can improve.
You can also practice in front of a mirror.
The more you speak, the more confident you'll become.
Tell us in the comments, what is one thing you enjoy doing in your free time?
Great practice. In this section, we learned how self-introductions can start conversations, build connections, and create opportunities.
Now let's talk about some common mistakes learners make.
Don't worry, everyone makes mistakes, and that's part of learning.
I remember saying strange things when learning a new language.
Me too. Sometimes the mistakes were funny.
Common mistake number 1. Myself, John.
Incorrect, myself, John. Correct, my name is John, or I'm John.
The first sentence sounds unnatural in everyday English.
Common mistake number 2, I am belong to Pakistan. Incorrect, I am belong to Pakistan. Correct, I belong to Pakistan, or I'm from Pakistan.
The verb belong doesn't need am before it.
Common mistake number 3, I am studying in university since 2 years. Better, I've been studying at university for 2 years.
English uses different grammar structures for actions that started in the past and continue now.
Common mistake number 4, giving too much information.
Sometimes learners share 10 different facts in one breath.
Short and clear is usually better.
Here's a funny example. Hello, my name is Tom, I'm 23, I have 2 cats, 1 dog, I love pizza, football, movies, books, travel, swimming.
Whoa, slow down, Tom.
Exactly. Choose the most relevant information.
Let's practice. Which is correct? A, myself, Sarah. B, I'm Sarah. The answer is B.
Great.
Which is correct? I am belong to India. B, I'm from India. The answer is B.
Remember, mistakes are normal. Every fluent speaker once made beginner mistakes.
The important thing is to keep practicing and keep speaking.
Let's do some interactive practice.
Time for our Choose the Correct Sentence activity.
Situation 1. You're meeting a new classmate. A. Myself, Ali. B. Hi, I'm Ali.
The better answer is B because it's natural and commonly used.
Situation 2. You're in a job interview. Hey, what's up? I'm Mike. B. Hello, my name is Mike. It's nice to meet you.
B is more appropriate because it's professional.
Situation 3. Someone asks about your hobbies. A. I enjoy reading books. B. Reading books enjoy me.
A is correct because the subject should be I.
Situation 4. You want to mention your studies. A. I'm studying engineering. B. I engineering studying.
Definitely A.
Situation 5. Talking about your hometown. A. I'm from Lahore. B. I from Lahore.
A is correct because the verb am is needed.
Say your answers out loud. Speaking helps you remember.
You can also create different versions of your introduction for friends, classmates, and interviews.
Challenge time. Create a 5-sentence self-introduction and write it in the comments.
Remember, communication matters more than perfection. Keep practicing and keep speaking.
Wow, we've learned so much today.
We covered 3 important areas: the basic structure of self-introductions, adding details and confidence, and using introductions to start conversations.
We also looked at common mistakes and practiced choosing natural English sentences.
Most importantly, we learned that a good self-introduction doesn't have to be complicated.
That's right. Simple, clear, and confident English is often the best English.
Here's a question for you before you go. If someone asked you to introduce yourself right now, could you do it in English?
We think you can. And if you're not completely confident yet, that's okay. Keep practicing a little every day.
Every conversation is a chance to improve.
If you enjoyed today's lesson, don't forget to like this video, share it with other English learners, leave a comment, and subscribe to Englo Talks.
We'd love to hear your self-introductions and read your comments.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. See you next time.